Meghan has always had this very, very strange fascination with Soho House, very much this weird obsession with it.
Without Markus Anderson, I hope to prove to you in this video that Meghan Markle wouldn't have the level of global fame that she enjoys now.
Back in her early days, she was totally reliant on Soho House to pay for her travel, to pay for her accommodation.
Jeffrey Epstein was also Harvey Weinstein, very prominent. There were members. Meghan Markle was just one of the working girls for Soho House. Call girl, working girl, escort, whatever you want to call it. That's what she was.
Markus started off at Soho House London as a waiter, and he was a global membership director when he first met Meghan.
Once a Soho House basic, always a Soho House basic.
He is like a parasite, always lurking in their shadow. No normal family has a constant third wheel, male or female, leeching onto their every move. Markus is practically glued to them.
You know, this is what Meghan has been doing. She's a piece of Klingon, you know, like she clings to somebody who can get her there. So Meghan manages to befriend one person of a very popular group, and then that person introduces her to the others. And because that she's being brought in by somebody they trust, she's welcomed in.
Now, his job was to go to a new city wherever they were opening up a new Soho House, and his job was to find the best and the brightest of that city to invite to the founding members party. And they didn't just invite anybody. To be a founding member, you really had to be somebody in the social scene of the city where they were opening up.
Meghan Markle only becomes prominent for Soho House, guys, after she starts being on Suits and she's introduced to Markus Anderson. And then she gets more consistent and more prominent work, okay, because then she could be in the presence of Markus Anderson.
So the next time that we really spot Markus on the radar is he's sitting next to Meghan at the opening ceremony of the Invictus Games. And it's amazing when you look at that footage back, because you realise just how far.
It was supposed to be another peaceful week in Montecito. Sunshine, cameras, and that picture-perfect illusion of the California dream. Harry and Meghan, smiling for the lenses, sipping lattes, pretending everything was as golden as their backyard. But somewhere in the middle of all that perfection, a quiet crack appeared. And it came from the one man who was never supposed to speak, Markus Anderson, the loyal friend, the fixer, the man who once stood beside Meghan like her shadow, the one who introduced her to the royals she built her empire around. But this time, Markus isn't silent. He's the whisper that's turning into a storm. The gossip circle isn't just buzzing, it's boiling. Sources claim he's finally ready to talk, not in half-truths or gentle hints, but with names, receipts, and stories Meghan has buried deeper than her old blog. Everyone thought Markus would stay loyal. He was the keeper of her secrets. But according to insiders, that silence has officially broken, and what's coming out of Soho House circles might shatter Meghan's fairy tale for good.
More importantly, how her curated public image should be. Harry really apparently just wants time alone, doesn't want to be filmed, doesn't want to be put on social media, but has no choice.
The same man who built her royal bridge may be the one to burn it down. If even half of what's being whispered is real, then the image Meghan spent years curating, the smiling humanitarian, the misunderstood duchess, the woman wronged, begins to look like one beautifully constructed performance. And the curtain is finally starting to fall. Here's why everyone's jaws are dropping. Markus Anderson isn't just another friendly face. He was the gatekeeper, the one who controlled who entered Meghan's world.
Anderson is very unique in the Meghan Markle Disposable Friends series because Markus is indispensable. Without Markus Anderson, I hope to prove to you in this video that Meghan Markle wouldn't have the level of global fame that she enjoys now, or infamy, depends how you look.
And who got left outside. As Soho House's global membership director, he wasn't simply throwing fancy parties, he was connecting power, influence, and opportunity behind closed doors. Back then, Meghan wasn't just a guest, she was a fixture. The girl who always had a reserved spot, always smiling beside Markus, always in the right rooms with the right people. Royal biographer Katie Nicholl even confirmed that when Harry wanted to meet Meghan, he didn't message her directly, he called Markus. That's right, the meeting that started the royal whirlwind happened in a quiet Soho House room arranged by the man who now allegedly holds the key to Meghan's past. So if Markus could arrange a royal romance, people are asking, what else did he arrange? Because let's be honest, Meghan wasn't some outsider who stumbled into luxury. She was inside the Soho House world completely. On her blog,
4-year-old, when we play imaginary play, she gets all the jams out the cupboard and lays them all on the table, and I get the fake money and pretend to buy them. Meghan is doing imaginary play, but she's doing it with Mark.
The Tig, she gushed about Markus like he was family, calling him her loving, supportive, endlessly fun friend. Together, they traveled on yachts, posed for those picture-perfect holiday snaps, and lived the kind of life no struggling actress should have been able to afford. But what Meghan never explained was how. Who funded those trips? Who paid for the champagne, the private villas, the designer clothes? And now, the whispers say Markus is done staying quiet, done being cut out of documentaries, done having his face blurred in family photos while Meghan cashes in on her version of the story. He's allegedly ready to talk, and the people listening are saying his truth might change everything. An insider reportedly told a tabloid, Markus knows where all the bodies are buried. He saw everything. That's not just gossip, that's a warning. Because according to these reports, Markus isn't leaking petty drama. He's allegedly exposing a list, a client list, names of powerful men connected to Meghan's Soho house years. The kind of list that doesn't belong in polite conversation. Sources claim it's not about innocent networking. It's about transactions. Who paid for what, who offered which opportunity, and who was pulling strings behind the scenes. If those whispers are true, the image Meghan built, the self-made girl who hustled her way from suits to the palace, might crumble in seconds. Reports say Markus, like every Soho House executive, kept records. Not gossip, but data. Who met who, when, why. It's business. And allegedly, Meghan's name appears more than once, tied to men with money, yachts, and power. The same year she painted herself as a struggling actress were, according to these whispers, filled with luxury sponsored by connections far richer than her TV paycheck. One source said it flat out, these weren't friendships, they were arrangements. Meghan, they claim, offered charm, company, introductions, while the men offered money, access, and opportunities. A give-and-take world she later erased with a smile. Now here's the twist. The list isn't public. No big outlet has printed it. But the noise online? It's deafening. The timing feels too perfect to ignore. So why now? Why would Markus risk everything to expose someone he once called his best friend? Insiders say it's revenge and heartbreak. First, Meghan erased him from her story. Not a single mention in Netflix. No thank you in interviews. No thank you. The man who introduced her to Harry got cut out completely. Then came the pressure from Soho House going public, forcing its executives into scrutiny. When the spotlight turns on secrets, people panic. And Markus? They say he's tired. Tired of watching Meghan rewrite the truth while he's expected to vanish into silence. They say Markus finally snapped. He's done watching Meghan play the victim. Done seeing her act like royalty just fell into her lap. He knows every calculated step that got her there, and he's ready to prove it. According to those close to him, he has receipts, photos, messages, schedules, the kind of proof that can't be talked away. And what's on that alleged list? Whispers point to 3 layers. First, Toronto's elite, the businessmen who loved their private Soho evenings. Then, the billionaires who owned those yachts featured on Meghan's blog, the same friends she never named. And finally, the darkest corner, links to global power players whose names have circled in the same rumors as Epstein and Maxwell. If that's true, it's not just messy, it's catastrophic. Because according to people whispering in royal circles, Meghan's fairy tale was never about love. It was about climbing higher, one introduction at a time. And Markus, whether he meant to or not, may have been her biggest step. And now, the fallout has reached Harry. They say he's devastated. The man who gave up his country, his family, his military titles, all because he believed in Meghan's story. He thought he married a woman blindsided by the press, betrayed by the palace. But if Markus's claims are true, then Harry wasn't rescuing her. He was playing a role in her final act. Sources claim he's changed, quiet, withdrawn, spending nights looking at old photos, rereading messages, wondering what was real. One insider said it like this: he's realizing he gave up everything for someone who was always in control. That realization, they say, is breaking him. And while Harry drowns in confusion, the whispers dig deeper. Markus allegedly isn't just exposing Meghan, he's exposing how Soho House really worked. Behind the velvet curtains, it wasn't all cocktails and creativity. It was a marketplace, a silent exchange of access and ambition, wealthy men seeking company, young women seeking opportunity, and Markus, the middleman, connecting both worlds. Reports describe Meghan as one of the perfect players, beautiful enough to attract attention, charming enough to make everyone comfortable, ambitious enough to use every introduction like a stepping stone. She made people feel like they were part of something, while she climbed higher with every handshake. And yet, Soho House publicly insists it was just a club. Nothing shady, nothing secret. Maybe that's true. But if Markus really holds evidence, if the photos, messages, and receipts exist, then the illusion cracks. Those glamorous yacht photos Meghan once posted, the champagne smiles, the grateful actress captions, suddenly look different. Because sources say the yachts weren't random. They belonged to specific men. Soho House clients Markus connected her with. Generous friends, she once called them. Others call them something else entirely. Then came the great cleanup. Meghan deleted the TIG, wiped years of photos, quotes, and travel stories. All gone right before her royal engagement. Too clean, too sudden, And insiders say she did it because she knew exactly what was hiding in those posts. Markus allegedly didn't delete anything. He kept the proof, the truth. And now, according to the latest rumors, he's threatening to show it. Behind closed doors in Montecito, it's said to be chaos. Lawyers on speed dial, PR teams scrambling. Meghan reportedly furious, trying to silence Markus before he speaks again. But those close to him say it's too late. He's tired of being the ghost in her story, and the whispers of divorce, they're louder than ever. Friends claim Harry feels utterly betrayed, that the woman he thought needed saving had been planning every move from the start. To him, it wasn't fate. It was a setup. Every meeting, every introduction, every smile, strategy, not serendipity. One insider claims Harry has quietly spoken to lawyers, desperate to protect his children and reputation before this story explodes. Meghan, meanwhile, maintains her silence, the same silence that once worked to her advantage. But this time it feels different, because Markus, the man who once guarded her secrets, isn't hiding anymore. The people watching this say it's poetic. The friend who built her image might be the one who destroys it. The man who once protected the fairy tale now threatens to reveal the truth behind it. And if that happens, the fallout won't just hit Meghan. It could drag Soho House itself into a scandal about what was really happening behind those polished doors. Because if the rumors of yachts, secret dinners, and arranged opportunities are true, the brand's glamorous image could crumble just like Meghan's. They say every empire built on secrets eventually collapses. And Markus Anderson, after years of loyalty, might be the man holding the match. He watched her climb. He helped her shape the image. He stayed silent through every controversy. But now, as the whispers grow into headlines, he's allegedly decided that protecting Meghan means betraying himself. Some call it revenge. Others say it's justice. But everyone agrees. It's dangerous. Because Markus isn't a random ex-friend. He's the one who saw everything. From the private messages to the hidden invitations, from the introductions that led to million-dollar deals to the whispers of names powerful enough to rewrite her past. And here's the heartbreaking part. Harry believed every word Meghan told him. He thought she was the outsider bullied by the palace, the misunderstood actress trapped by circumstance. He never imagined she was the one pulling the strings all along. Now, according to insiders, he's seeing it. The pattern, the calculation, the manipulation. And for the first time, people close to him say he's scared. Not just of the truth, but of what it means for everything he gave up. If Markus really speaks, if he releases the proof, the texts, the photos, the stories, it could end everything. The marriage, the brand, the sympathy. Because there's no way to play victim when the receipts come from your oldest friend. And that's what makes this story sting. It's not an enemy exposing her. It's family. The man who helped her climb is allegedly the one now tearing down the illusion. Maybe Markus goes public. Maybe he writes the tell-all. Maybe he sits down on camera and finally tells the story of what really happened in those Soho House years. The yacht trips, the introductions, the mysterious benefactors. Or maybe Meghan's lawyers stop him. Money, pressure, threats, whatever it takes. But the damage is done. The whispers are alive, and the fairy tale is bleeding. Because even if no document ever surfaces, the idea alone that the Duchess built her rise on hidden deals and buried favors is enough to haunt her image forever. And if Harry really files for divorce, if he walks away, then Markus Anderson's silence won't matter anymore. Because once the fairy tale dies, the truth doesn't need proof. It just echoes. So maybe this stays rumor. Maybe it becomes proof. Maybe Meghan survives it like she always does, smiling, saying nothing, pretending it's all noise. But one thing feels inevitable. The story will never sound the same again. The shine is gone. The perfect couple now look like actors in a play that's collapsing around them. Because sometimes the person who helps you rise isn't your protector. They're your reminder that every lie has an expiration date. Markus Anderson, the man who once stood quietly beside Meghan, may now be the one tearing down everything he helped her build. And somewhere in that Montecito mansion, between the designer curtains and the rehearsed smiles, Meghan knows, if he speaks, everything she ever created could fall apart in a single breath. The fairy tale is cracking, the truth is whispering louder, and the world is watching to see if this time, silence can save her.